All right, welcome everybody. This is our first. Oh, I think
Huh?
the title's wrong. This is our first semifinal match of the solo duo tournament. I believe this is a best of three between How You Like That and Fashion Rats. Both of these teams coming off a win yesterday against my team, and I believe Fashion Rats
And
played
and
against.
my team.
Oh, okay. What do you know? So this casting will be equally biased, or its bias will be balanced rather, um,
I
as we have
believe I
nothing
was
to say but
quickly
good
looking at
things.
the standings, How You Like That beat Fashion Rats when they met in the round robin.
That is the case. Yeah, I believe How You Like That only dropped to Daniel Diff,
Daniel Diff.
who secured first seed is on the other side of the bracket. Um,
Should be a good game. They're seed 2 and seed 3.
yeah. Now some bans already coming through. Notably the Kazakhs being taken off the table for Hensoku. That was quite a tear yesterday. Evelyn and
I
also an interesting pickoff. A lot of bans being targeted towards the jungler on How You Like That.
I believe that Pykel actually just requests the Kazakhs ban every game
I see.
because it was also banned out against me, and I've observed that he bans it just full game.
Three bans from How You Like That going over to
Top lane.
yeah, over to Mango Stalker there. And the Lux first pick. We've seen this so many times this tournament that it's not even funny to talk about anymore. So I will refrain from making any comment there. The Samir ban is an interesting one. Maybe How You Like That was like laughing that out last night or something, but when I was scouting for them, it didn't seem like that was on their radar. The Jin being taken off the table first here for Fashion Rats. Jin Jana actually. Um, I think that's a wise pickup. I mean, How You Like That ran this exact bot lane in the game one versus me
Yep,
yesterday,
and yeah, they also played it against they played against us 2 games in a row, so it is definitely something they're comfortable on.
right?
Um, I guess my thoughts are, what do you think? I think Jeff is widely considered kind of the carry for How You Like That. Um, what ADC would you think he's gonna pick in Janna? It's pretty strong lane.
Well, for one, nothing wins into very few things win into Jin. I don't know
Yeah,
that you can really pick anything that will beat Jin in lane. Usually we'll see Jeff default to like a Vayne pick or something, though they do have Ezreal available as well. Um, I do also want to push back on the Jeff is a carry. Like I don't get me wrong, Jeff is probably the strongest member on the team, but uh, it's hard to say that How You Like That really has a weak link. Um,
I'd agree with that. I guess let me rephrase that. I think he usually ends up on, like, because he's playing ADC or on the Vayne, he will usually be putting out most of the damage in team fights.
yeah, that's definitely the case. Yeah, How You Like That is arguably a team of all Plat Plus players if you get
And
down
I
to the
think
nitty gritty.
it's the same with Fashion Rats.
Yeah, both of these teams very strong. Cho'Gath is strange. Maybe that's an answer to Malphite. I haven't seen Cho'Gath in a very long time.
It is actually probably Cho'Gath mid. Van Hamsterdam really likes to play that Cho'Gath mid.
Ah, yeah, I think you're right. I think I remember casting a few of those games actually.
What's funny is this draft is actually identical to the one we had yesterday.
Oh, like their first three
All th
picks.
all 3 champions.
I guess if it ain't broke, something something. Misfortune being taken off the table for Jeff. Will it be a Vayne or an Ezreal here? Let's see. Nautilus.
Nautilus.
Okay, off the table for Spection. I like the Trundle ban towards Fashion Rats. Will we see? Pykel is the jungler for Fashion Rats, right?
Correct.
Uh,
I could see a Viban coming out.
Urgot. Yeah,
But,
I was thinking of the Urgot. Uh, I know that Pykel likes to play Urgot jungle a lot. It's sort of his pocket pick, and no one else really plays it. I suspect it's a little scary, a little cheesy. Um,
and I think with both How You Like That's top lane and jungle pick already picked out, there's no reason not cool.
yeah, definitely. So we have top and jungle still left to be picked here. Darius already going to be locked in as the counter to the Malphite. It's a pretty hard matchup for Malphite. The Malphite will likely outscale as he amasses armor throughout the game. And it's just yeah, just the bot lane here for how you like
They
that. They're gonna have to lock in both into this Jinjana. I imagine they'll go for scaling here. Jinjana is hard
Yep,
to counter in lane. Ezreal, of course, safe. Ezreal, Soraka, yep,
Baraka.
very safe scaling lane. I think that's wise.
Yeah, I think it's in current meta, it's just impossible to beat Jhin in lane.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
I think the one pick that's a little sort of possible is MF, but of course MF.
Yeah,
I like that pick.
lethality is the name of the game, and if you don't build lethality, you're probably Ezreal or a crit marksman, and Ezreal is likely the stronger option. Okay, Volibear here.
I'm actually surprised at the Volibear pick because Malphite's gonna be extremely difficult to kill.
Well, it should be Volibear jungle,
Or I mean, just
but
in the
yes.
late game,
Oh yeah,
their only
absolutely.
AP damage is coming from
Wait,
Cho'Gath.
holy cow! Fashion Rat's drafted absolutely no damage, like
Yep.
pretty much zero damage. This is as low damage of a composition as you can get, and the
And
Malphite I think is smiling with glee.
yeah,
If he's able to get out of lane phase, this could be one unkillable top laner.
I mean, and keeping in mind also Kane might be very difficult to kill.
Yeah, that too. Kane's already so slippery and already so strong of a pick.
I think the goal for Fashion Rats this game is get kills early, right? Preferably in their bot lane.
It's hard to tell here. I Well, if they get early leads and they can do things with it, then obviously it's fine. But I have to imagine that their win conditions for this game are much more limited than how you like stats.
I agree. I could foresee Pykel playing very
Here,
aggressive, deny
I
Kane.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Hmm,
Is this the first Soraka pick in the whole tournament?
probably. I don't know that Soraka is very good.
I don't
Uh,
think I've seen a Soraka since items actually.
yeah, me neither.
Who do you favor generally in this?
I think how you like that, especially after this first draft, are the favorites to take this. Um, I Well, I mean, they only dropped one game to Daniel Diff, and I think
Yeah,
the first clash between these two teams was somewhat one-sided. I could be wrong, but yeah, they're definitely the favorites, being the second seed and all.
I guess speaking from personal experience, um, I think just because Pykel is making a lot of macro calls, personally, I don't know how you guys felt, but I found the game against Fashion Routes actually much harder than how you like.
I don't recall the Fashion Rats game in particular. I have to go back and look at it. Um, most of my team's group stage matches are pretty ugly, so it's hard to draw many conclusions.
Gotcha. Jumping in.
Yeah, into the client draft. I think as we wait for this draft to eventually go through and then roll into that spectator delay, we'll take a quick break and be right back. So stay tuned, and I think the game will start here in about 3 or 4 minutes.
because I think the Malphite Darius is lots to lose.
Yeah,
Not like Kane's particularly strong early game.
right. We're back, everybody, from our little break there. Thanks for hanging in with us. As you can see in the client, we have about 30 seconds left on the spectator delay before we jump into the game. Um, and then we'll get right into some good action. Yeah, I'm definitely surprised that uh, Pikel's team of all teams drafted a comp like this. Uh,
Yeah,
he's been so vocal about Jin not being good without a secondary source of DPS. And here we have Jin, an enchanter, and 3 tanks. So it seems a little strange. Maybe he has converted to the tank meta. He's fully accepted it.
abusing Sunfire.
Yeah,
I mean, I think a possibility is that Pykel and Mango Stalker both go Chem Tank. Their goal is just to run into backline.
yeah. They definitely need to get onto that backline. If they get, they have how you like that has so many ranged tools, and if they
Yeah.
can't get on top of the Lux and the Ezreal, then they will just be poked down relentlessly.
I think what is noticeable though is Mango Stalker is not running Luxlair.
Hmm. Interesting. That's good. That's a good point. The ghosts though being taken. One teleport each for both teams.
Yeah, and I think the Cho'Gath can match the Malphite split pretty well. We're in.
We are. If either team were to invade here, which team do you think would be the aggressor?
I think red side with the Cho'Gath Q, possibly start Jin W.
Yeah, a lot of CC available if they so choose. For the side of how you like that.
I think especially because there is not a single ignite on how you like that side, it does become a little bit difficult to kill. But it looks like it's a classic 5 point both sides.
Yeah, does appear that way. Kuka already spotted on a ward there, I think. Or maybe it was the other way around. No, no. The Ezreal there being spotted out by the Jin. And it's just a standoff here. 2 5 points.
Michael putting a defensive, the king getting the pixel bush ward.
I will say I'm a little concerned as to where Pykel will be able to find ganks on the Volibear. You'd like to get some gold onto your bot lane, having the Jinjana lane on your side, but I can imagine uh, ganking Ezreal and Soraka as Volibear is a little tricky,
Yeah,
especially when Soraka
and
has that silence available and the Ezreal can just arcane shift away. Um, and I imagine Kayn will likely just be floating top mid for most of the game and in hopes that the Ezreal can just safely farm.
yeah, I mean I think the Kane's goal is just to get form, scale up. I think that's the whole team's kind of
Definitely
objective this game.
survive early and just poke down these tanks before they can get on you.
I just think that red or blue side has to do a good job tracking the Volibear ult, because that does create the possibility of a dive.
Yeah, definitely. That is their primary engage part.
Mango Stalker getting a good chunk of Malphite's health top.
Good early trade. Level 2 here first for the bot lane of how you like that will be quickly answered back by Fashion Rats. I think the early trade there is about even, actually. And the Comet
Ezreal
might
getting hit
bring
by the
that.
tornado.
Yeah, it's good trading. Yeah, this top lane matchup is historically bad for Malphite. Malphite, of course, is the stronger of the two champions right now, but the laning phase is going about as we'd expect. Zhang Power is just going and free hitting on the Ezreal here. The W will
Oh,
land and a flash. Fourth shot will force the heal out of Kuka Taranori. Trade of summoners there. Star Call being answered back by Spection will force a heal out of the
yeah.
Jhin. So two summoners for one there, I believe.
Yeah,
Um,
I think blue side. I actually think red side came out winning that though.
that might be the case. We already have a gank here from Hansoku on the top lane. We'll force the ghost out of Mango Stalker in exchange for the flash from GM Tony. Um, Not so bad if you're Mango Stalker there. But here's Pykel mid. The Rupture does
Taking
manage to
mid.
land on Bitnari, but it's a long walk for the double buffed Volibear. Will they be able to finish this
Michael's
one
gonna
off?
flash.
The flash over
Flashes
the
over
life
the
binding.
bind.
And
No summoners from Binar.
yeah, okay. I like the aggression early from both sides here. Summoners being blown already.
Mango Stalker tanking the wave. Flashes forward by Mango Stalker.
Oh, the bleed
I
will
think
do it.
before he takes
Okay.
it.
Good job for Mega Stalker there to take advantage of the flashless Malphite. And a kill already going his way.
Great tornado.
Yeah, the Comet plus the Jinru um, allows for some pretty strong trades if that tornado hits. So good job. This is I think historically been a good lane. It's just that Janna has not been seeing much play as of late. The shield just allows Jin to have so much AD, and Jin like supports that allow him to trade for a long time and allow him to get all four shots off. So I'm glad to see that this lane is getting some resurgence.
Yeah, you certainly have more bot lane knowledge than me.
I have some. I'm not much of a Janna player. You would not want to play with my Janna, I'll say that.
Soraka really doing what Soraka does best, healing Ezreal back to full HP.
Yeah, the sustain is there. The mana, though, is not. So the Sarka won't be able to do this much longer. I think that both lanes will likely just back here. Ezreal probably will just shove and crush this wave. I'm surprised we haven't seen any Zyras this tournament. Jin
We
Zyra is an absolutely filthy lane.
That was the lane we actually played.
Oh, really? Okay, how did that go?
Um, Not as well as expected, quite
Okay.
honestly.
Well, that's too bad. That lane can be
It's,
so disgusting, especially if you are a lower range bot lane.
yeah, it's just very impressive.
It is.
Pykel and Red Side probably going to be looking for this dragon coming up.
That does appear to be the case. Oh man, if I were red bot lane here, I'd really want to stop the backs of the Soraka, I think. Yeah, the
Looking
W
for it.
will look for it, but does
Misses.
not hit. That's too bad. He forced the Ezreal into lane. Into staying.
Cho'Gath
Okay,
now
perfect, perfect. So this is
Cho'Gath now has
really...
Feast, but
Sorry.
just uses it. Cho'Gath just got Feast, but just uses it on a minion.
Okay.
Was thinking that he might save it for Dragon Edge.
This is really awkward for the bot lane of how you like that. This could be converted into a dragon potentially, or just some more river pressure. John now has some more time to go ahead and ward, but here comes Hansoku on the Kane. I don't know that the Jin is in range to really help contest. Hmm, interesting. Yeah, sometimes when you're in the position of how you like that spot lane where your back gets canceled and you can't really get the wave in a favorable position, you lose a lot of pressure. And we're seeing now the Jin and the John are starting to go up into this river. But I think they're a little scared of the Kane here still.
Pykel clearing his bot side. The common play here with bot lane shoves in and then go for the dragon. Because I think they win the 3v3 even with Dragon Edge.
Yeah, they definitely should. That would be my suspicions as well. The red's actually getting zoned off a little bit here. The poke from these star calls and the Ezreal Q is doing considerable amount of damage. Classic poke sustain. And Kane here going to claim the stake in the river. Will be spotted out by a few red pings and the Jin traps, but as Benari roams down from mid, I think this might just be a dragon.
I'm actually surprised that it turned out this way.
Yeah, I thought Pykel would be making a few more moves to Drake. It looks like they're choosing to go ahead now, so this is a 3v4 for the time being, Jin waiting in the wings. The teleport not available for either top laner, so at most this is an 8-person fight, and it doesn't look like either side will elect to take it. If you were if you were the red side here, I think you really want this Earth Drake.
Yeah, I mean, I think red side becomes very hard to play against with it,
Yeah, that's definitely. They do not. Those tanks do not need to be tankier. Not in this meta.
and I think Malphite would be more than happy to get those bonus stats too.
True. A lot of caution. I I respect it.
Do you
Both
think red
sides.
side needs to force the issue a little more?
Yeah, potentially. I think. Hello. Okay. Looks like is Pyko going to counter jungle here, or is it's a counter jungle?
Yeah,
Okay.
looking for Kane's boot. Oh,
Yeah, I feel like there's enough pressure in the bot lane to potentially get more dragon control here, but we have a duel here being the Volibear ult being popped onto Hensoku, and Hensoku will answer with an ult of his own. But here come
it,
both of the top laners.
Darius' first
Enough time
rotation.
has been bought. Unstoppable Force is available, and the Flash Darius will be used. The final spark
The
comes in,
Soraka ult.
and ultimates are just flying everywhere. The first kill goes over to the Volibear, and the kill will be traded over to the Malphite. The binding manages to land on Van Amsterdam, but this is a 2v2 for the
They
time being,
turn.
and actually GM Tony will be the first to fall.
Lux has no mana.
Okay, so that was a 2-for-1, I believe, for the red side there, and it will
Yep,
likely lead to some more minions being lost by GM Tony, as we see that top wave in a bad position, and I believe Pykel is already going to go ahead and start up this Rift Herald. Maybe that's a Scuttle Crab, I can't quite tell.
that's a scuttle crab.
It's a Scuttle Crab, but
That
now
goes
it's a
straight
Rift
into the
Herald.
rift.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
I think red side doing a great job forcing the issue, getting that 2K.
Right. I mean, they managed to win, um, even even when threatened by the True Shot Barrage and the Soraka Wish. So good job on them for duking that one out.
I that does bring kill pressure bot without that Soraka ult.
Definitely. Okay,
Looking
we
for
have a flash
another play
silence here
middle.
from Van Amsterdam. The rupture manages to land, and here comes Pykel. This looks like an earlier gank, I gotta say.
Yep.
Except this
Except
one
no
will
flash this time.
this one will end in a kill. So now
Looking
a
for dragon
bounty
most likely.
onto Pykel already. Another great tornado out of Slassian. Wow, I
And
feel like I'm rewatching the first like 4 minutes
yeah,
of this game.
seriously. And except this time Darius with a lot more kill power.
Yes. Mango Stalker, yeah, no chance of surviving that one.
Looking for a
And
bot kill. The Hurricane
wow,
Barrage gets it.
a 2v2 already in the spot lane from the Ezreal Soraka, and a double kill
Double kill for
goes over to the Ezreal. That's very bad if you are Fashion Rats there. But you are getting a dragon, so you have that at least to put under your belt, and a plate here under the Cho'Gath. Or maybe
I
not.
think what's surprising is and just kills flying out everywhere.
Yeah,
But I think what's surprising is bot got that with only the Ezreal flash.
yeah.
No Ezreal Hill, no barrier from Soraka.
That I wish I could have seen how that one played out. It looked like the Jin and the Janna were trading quite well, and as the camera panned away, we were even seeing like a good Janna tornado and everything. Something must have gone pretty tragically wrong. But I mean, the Jin now has an Eclipse, so we all know how good Eclipse is on Jin.
Yeah,
Will certainly be bringing a lot of power to the duels going forward. So not the end of the world.
they're tied up in gold, but they did get that Earth Drake
All
for the
right,
red side.
3 people potentially here top. Don't know how much mango stock. Okay, yeah, spotted on the pink word. Nothing to worry about here. Pykel here going for a deep gank angle, or maybe just looking to steal away this buff, but it looks like they're going to run into Hensoku here, and Bitnari has mid priority. This could be very bad for the Ballbear. They need to get to this blast cone immediately.
And Soku also has that farm now, so can fight the Volibear in the jungle.
Oh, GM
It's
Tony
TP'd
teleports
by
down.
GM
Unstoppable
Tony.
Force onto the Janna will likely be enough. Yeah,
Super
but that.
Barrage takes out the Johnner.
Okay, wow, a lot of little small maneuvers there, but ultimately all members of How You Like That managed to band together into the spot side jungle and get some leads.
Mango
Darius,
Stalker should be able to get 2 or 3 picks up here though.
yeah, gold of course being answered back across the map, and on the way pings being dropped by Puckle. We have the current call used here to try to set up this gank. The Volibear coming in, but so is Hensoku. This Volibear is now 3v1 in enemy lines,
No
uh,
ultimate, no Q available for the Volibear.
and will be
Big
unable to
shutdown
do
going
much.
onto the Ezreal.
Yes, this Israel is now quite large. Let's take a look at the gold actually. Yeah, now it's about 1600 gold. That is not what you want
I mean,
if you're
shocking because
Fashions.
now How You Like That bot lane is actually in a winning position.
Right. Yeah, you drafted early, now you're falling behind early. That's not a good sign. And another kill
Especially
just
with
being given
especially with
over.
the Jhin being their only real damage dealer.
Yeah, the
They like
rupture
that possibly overstaying. Could roam
potentially, but
down
with
by
no
the left.
teleport available, I don't know that the Cho'Gath and Janna will be able to put much together. It's hard to say what your win conditions are here for Fashion Rats going forward. This Ezreal is not only going to be pretty unkillable, but he's also going to be outputting a ton of damage.
Yeah. I mean, especially with that Soraka, it becomes even harder to kill that Ezreal in a team fight
Right.
with the general lack of damage that red side has.
And if you're already
Ezreal
low on
also getting first turret gold.
one rich Ezreal. Yeah, and I mean, you mentioned the Soraka. I think Fashion Rat's probably wanting to get some sort of grievous wounds, which is not necessarily what you want. Still, though, the bot lane of Fashion Rats answers back, gets that shutdown onto the Jhin. It's a good answer back. Kuga Terranori, they're just overstepping a little bit, and the Ignite manages to cut enough of that healing to burst down the Ezreal.
Surprised that the Volibear went Sunfire Aegis this game.
As opposed to Chemtank.
Chem tank.
Yeah, that is a strange choice. I would agree with you.
I would have expected that the Volibear's goal would be to just get onto that Ezreal, but Ezreal with a full Divine Sunder and the Muramana already. 16 minutes.
Yeah, going to be slippery.
Dragon coming up. Looks like blue side's gonna have rotation.
Does seem that way. We have a pause coming in here. I see.
Seems like Pyko's going to the bathroom.
All right, I respect it.
An interesting pause, certainly.
Yes, I think this is our first pause for such an occasion so far this tournament. Making history, as we always are.
What is the toggle for scoreboard?
You press I, and then there's like a little box that has a bunch of checks.
Jin, though, keep doing a great job keeping up with farm.
Yeah, farm is relatively even, aside from the top. Well, actually, no, top jungle. Never
Top
mind.
jungle.
Yeah, Fashion Nut's getting some farm advantages there.
But I mean, even with those farm advantages, due to the kills, it's even. And I think if it's even for blue side, they're themselves winning.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Like a big fight is gonna break out on the dragon, but the Darius won't be there. But the Malphite.
Yeah, I mean, if Malphite goes to this Drake, I don't think Red can really answer. So much, there's just so much team fight presence with the Malphite ult. Jin going to go ahead and just look to pressure mid. Yeah, they're going to give this. They can't
Give
without
it.
their Darius.
Darius does get that top tower though.
Yep. And now they're looking to engage. Darius
Now
is
they're look.
still about 5-6 seconds
Darius
away.
coming down. Malphite probably looking for that
They can
unstoppable
just buy their
force
time.
onto Jin.
And here comes the Volibear with the ult. The final spark is immediately fired off, as is the True Shot
Big
Barrage.
Ezreal ult.
But Darius is now here. Pops a Ghost, trying his best to get on a Kuga territory, but all of those arcane shifts managed to keep him safe, and Celestian will follow along with the Darius. I think this is pretty much a disaster.
I think a very interesting choice to give up that dragon and then fight after it goes down.
Yeah, I mean, I get the idea with the Darius finally being there and allowing you to fight, but it's not like rather, it's not like how you like to burned many resources killing that Drake, nor were they very low for that matter. It was pretty much just a straight 5v5. And if that team fight is any indication as to how these teams will look going forward, then this one might wrap up pretty quickly. The Flash Silence Rupture
Aggressive flashing.
will
Pyko on the
land,
back
but
line.
the Cho'Gath not nearly tanky enough to make that play happen. Pykel and Mango Stalker trying to run down this Ezreal, but it just feels so impossible.
Blue team
Hensokuna.
with just a crazy amount of disengage with that Janet tornado. An aggressive arcane
Arcane
shift here.
shift forward, it ends up working. Final Spark picks up
Final
another.
spark.
And Binari's on a killing spree on this Lux, as we've seen so many times before. This is looking pretty doomed. Good arcane shift. Will
Another
get pulled by the
aggressive.
Darius, but the silence will prevent the Darius from doing much more. Another kill.
Ezreal's just so big right now, being able to arcane shift forward in team fights and not get punished for that.
Yeah,
Really
it's,
an indication of how strong the Ezreal is.
it's insanely strong.
I, I imagine blue side is probably looking for this tower and then looking for Rift Herald.
Well, they have Tony in the top lane. They could just rotate top. Oh, the Rupture does land. It sets up for some more curtain call bullets. And
Think with
Volibear's
this flip
engaging there
on
on the
Jhin.
top side. We have a jungle duel and a 3v3 here. Final Spark lands. Will
Final
manage
spark
to
coming out
burst down Cho'Gath.
again.
Here comes the Malphite teleport, though. Does have the ultimate available. We'll go ahead and just burn that onto Slazy and kill the Janna. And more cleanup for blue team. Oh,
Ooh, a
Pykel
big
actually
kill by
trades one back.
Pykel.
Okay.
I think we're seeing what we were really talking about earlier, right? That lack of damage from the red side. Even if they get a rupture or a good engage, they don't have the damage to follow it up.
Yeah. And even, we saw how the Cho'Gath there fought so hard for the engage, but ended up taking so much damage just walking up. The range difference also playing a large part. The poke is just relentless, and they may not have enough health or sustain to really deal with it.
I think just a general lull in the game, both sides farming up a little bit, clearing their jump. Blue side possibly setting up for a Baron.
Maybe the case. Ward's being traded.
That's his whole top side getting cleared out right now. Dragon in 50 seconds. That's more likely to be the next objective to fight over.
Blue team will just go ahead and maintain the siege. They have such a good siege comp. And if they keep
Another
finding
pick on
picks like
Katana.
that, it will even be easier.
I mean, I think especially without the Drana shields on the turret, it becomes even harder for them to defend the siege. Pike
But
will
might be a
out of
little,
position.
yeah. Looks to be a
They
little caught here. Red team may be trying to help, but Pyko, I think, is just going to run away from his
are
team
looking
and
for the blast cone.
buy as much time as
Ult
possible.
over.
Uh, Now GM Tony may be in a similar position, but Unstoppable Force is available. We'll go ahead and just use that on both the tanks here, and within damage supplied by Kuga Taranori, will be no problem burning down that one.
The Kane's still chasing the Volibear
I
all the
respect
way
it. You got to
inside of
assert
the
your
jungle.
dominance. And that will be a kill picked up.
Getting that KDA boost. First kill of the game.
Yeah. Wow, yeah. Support Kane. Happens.
Kane just selling the dragon. Besides playing it low. Probably just waiting for that Kane to finish dragon and group up with them. Ezreal's so big just being able to eat him like that.
Filthy. Filthy amount of damage.
The 3-man rupture, so maybe big for red
Can
side.
it be enough? We got one kill over to the Darius. But the
Another
Trishot
rupture
Barrage is
land.
burned. Another. Oh, and the Darius dies before even getting that heal off. Now here comes the Volibear. The root manages to land on the Kuga Taranori, but
The healing on the
there's.
Ezreal is just crazy with this Baraka.
Alright.
That might be
Rampage
game.
for the Ezreal.
Janna up in 1 second, but I don't know how much the Janna Cho'Gath together can do against 4. Ezreal just no fear.
No. I mean, why be scared? You have so many people behind you. You have so much damage, so much safety. You've got really everything you need to 1v5, and it's working. This will be the Nexus in the first game of this 3-game series. Oh, Ezreal had to burn
The Ezreal's
Flash,
still alive.
but you got his Flash. That's about all you can ask for. The Ignite will
Just
actually.
drops the
Let's
ignite.
go. That's what I like
Looking
to
for a W
see.
on this
Okay,
Baraka.
okay.
Won't be game.
All right, final breath here from red side.
I presume that blue side just waits for their Ezreal Soraka to come back up, do Baron, pushes down middle.
Yeah, I mean, you may not even need to do Baron. You might just be able to walk it in. You have a bot wave crashing. Sometimes Baron in these kind of situations is like the only way you lose the game, and it's not even worth the risk starting it.
That's true. Game actually went the opposite of how I thought it was going to be. Just with, I thought the gold values would be switched right now, and then blue side would start scaling around this time period.
Yeah. Really though, it's been. It's hard to say that red team had much of a gold lead this game. It's sort of just been all blue ever since that 2v2 in the bottom lane.
And then after that, the big dive, they got 4 kills.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, it looks like just running it towards the next. Ezreal may be
Ezreal
a little
pretty
caught,
caught out.
but the
Um,
healing,
may have enough tools to get away with it. The final
too much
spark
healing from
provides
the
help. Wow, that is
Baraka.
nasty.
There's her back to full HP.
That is a robbery. I am surprised that the Israel Lux can, or the Israel Soraka can get away with that, but they've certainly earned their lead.
Really making it seem like previous wounds don't even exist in that fight.
Yeah.
Michael randomly in the blue side jungle, taking their red buff.
Yeah, not much if you can do here for Volibear. Maintaining good farm, but what is it if you are bleeding out everywhere else?
Like Looks like they're just gonna run it down middle.
It certainly
You,
does.
how does red side win this fight? The 1% chance that they do.
Um, well, you do have to get onto the Ezreal. Maybe you can get a feast onto the Ezreal somehow.
May-
You know that he
Maybe
doesn't
a
have
rupture.
flash, and maybe you don't know that he doesn't have heal.
Maybe a Janet Tornado into a rupture into a Volibear ult, something of this.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
I
great
mean,
final spark picks up two already. Pyko in the backline going to do as much as they
onto the
can, but fighting
Soraka.
against a wish and a barrier, and he will fall really quickly. And I think the rest of the red team is up next.
That will be game one. Going to how you like that.
Very strong showing, explosive bot lane there, and really Kuga Terranori Inspection just kind of run away with the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think they won a bot lane they weren't supposed to win, and that itself is very impressive.
Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, I
Well,
think the issue we talked about in the beginning, where red side's just not going to have enough damage, was very prevalent in any of the fights.
yeah. We will. This is of course a 3 game series, so we will be right back. So stay tuned for the next game. All right, we're back for the draft. So change of plans. We have a scheduling conflict, so we're actually going to draft this and then take a break, and we'll be back at 5 Eastern for the game to actually start. So thanks to those who tuned in and sticked around. But we just have a draft for you, and then we will cut to about a 40-minute break.
I think red side. I was talking about how they picked kind of like their comfort pick. They're probably gonna have to change it up a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. I wonder what happened in that draft with the damage spread being so strange. I wonder if it was intentional or if like Fashion Rats was banking on that Urgot coming through in the jungle or something for an additional source of DPS because it looked like uh I mean the game was not lost in draft, don't get me wrong, but it did surprise me to see the full tank comp.
Yeah, 3 tanks with Janna and Jin.
Yeah, very unconventional for sure.
Similar bands coming.
Yeah, all bans the same so far. This time the Kayn will be added to the jungler bans. I don't remember what it was last time, but Hensoku will have to find a different jungler to play this game. And the Malphite added in lieu of the what was it last game? Cannot recall, but Malphite and Kayn being added to the ban list for these teams.
It was one of gosh,
Wow, this time Fashion Rats is going to pick up the first big Lux. Oh man, and the Jax answered for how you like that. GM Tony's. Oh, that's what was left open. The Jax is left open will be secured by GM Tony, who is a Jax main. The Ari answer here for Bitnari.
I'm surprised that the Lux is coming out if it is for Van Hamster, just because I believe Van Amsterdam has only played tanks, so they'll shrug off their mouth.
Yeah, I never cease to be amused with how much priority Lux is seeing this tournament. It's a little silly. I don't know why this is happening.
I think just a comfort pick for a lot of the players in the
Yeah, that is the case for sure. Misfortune being
MF
picked
coming
up for
out.
Fashion Rats. They actually okay, so Jin was up and they actually chose to pick Misfortune. I wonder why that's the case. Um, Usually Jin is the top of the barrel there. Maybe it's a comfort thing as well. Okay, so it's Lux support.
Lux MF. I'm
Okay,
surprised that they didn't go Gen Lux.
yeah, me
Like that
too.
that is a strong lane. Hit one of those dark binding or light binding.
You guys are
Nautilus.
right.
Sorry.
Are you guys still cast?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hello everyone, this is Ariel. Nautilus being picked up. I think Nautilus is a good pick here. Have been a very
Into Lux MF.
there have been very few hook champions this tournament, which is kind of astounding given the amount of enchanters that people are playing. Glad to see Nautilus should be able to punish the misfortune in the Lux.
I could see a coming for
True. Yeah, this would be a pretty good Samira game. But I mean, if Jin is up, you just take Jin, like no questions asked.
yeah.
Um, even have
Question is if they
the
damage
Jax
here.
damage. Yeah, I mean, you either get Jin or Samira. You're very happy with either. Okay, so you actually get to choose between the two. Oh man,
I just feel like Samira works better with Nautilus. Kind of made play with each other.
definitely is the case. But Jin is filthy. Really, I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with either pick, to
I
be
agree.
honest.
And how you like that certainly has the damage to back up that Gen pick.
Right. You don't even have to choose now. You can go ahead and pick your jungler. Okay, yeah, there it is, the Samir.
6 jungle bans coming through.
Wow. Yeah, you're right.
Like to see possibly Michael going onto that Amumu
A Moo duty. It's
or
time.
Vi.
Is Urgot up? Urgot's up. Could go Urgot. You might need damage.
Yeah, I think especially with that arm.
Normally you would see like a Kindred here or something, but I think Urgot's the comfort pick for Pykel. Let's see. 3 seconds left. Diana. Okay. Interesting. Diana jungle?
Is that actually a Diana jungle?
Is that actually a Diana? It's a strange pick. Do people play Diana jungle?
Not not since she's been reworked. I think they tried her at the very beginning, but hasn't been popular since.
Huh.
And
Well,
then Yunu.
dark technology coming out for Pykel here. I'm a fan. And the new, oh my gosh, how you like that draft? It's just filthy.
They'll be diving really hard
Yeah, they
into
will.
that Lux MF.
But we're gonna have to wait 40 minutes to see this game because I believe Fashion Rats 80 carry has a meeting. So we will see you in 40 minutes. And in the meantime, place your bets onto which team will win. Thanks for tuning in and how you like that having a lead here. And we'll leave it at that.